Man, I thought I had more time. On a side note, I don't know if I'll ever like be polished and put together and have like some fake background with my Starbucks coffee and all my makeup done and professionally filmed. That's not happening. I'm just gonna tell you right now. So if you don't like looking at me like a hot mess, then you might want to find somebody else to get your stuff from. I'm sorry I was late. I have my shorts on because I just did a body contouring treatment because we have this new body contouring device coming out and I'm so excited. So sorry, I'm half naked. My good girlfriend just called me. She's not direct sales. She does not do the business. This is not her jam, but she cheers me on probably better than any of the people who are supposed to be cheering me on to be honest. But she's going to look at a new house, like a vacation house. She's like, Airbnb style like we have. And I'm just excited. She, out of the blue, she's like, I'm on my way. They're going to let me in. And I was like, I'm so excited. Like, it is so amazing when you actually feel like physically feel excitement for another female in your life or on your team who is doing better than you or has more than you or is like getting like these amazing like like buying vacation homes, being able to buy $1 million homes, like being able to travel, being able to do amazing things, like crushing into their business, making, 7-figure, like whatever. Like when you genuinely feel excited for other women, like I physically in my physical body, I feel excitement as if it's my excitement. Anyway, I hope I'm in the right group. I don't see anybody on here, but I was a little bit late, so there you go. Anyway, that was my side note and it got me off track. So speaking of feeling amazing for other people, this is about who's your perfect prospect. So, who is your perfect prospect? You need to know this because if you don't, and you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. I know you've probably heard this a million times. This isn't like 99% of what I'm telling you in here. I didn't come up with by myself. I've heard it in other places and I'm just sharing it. So if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. You need to know who your perfect prospect is so you can be speaking to them. When I first started out in direct sales, my perfect prospect was, not when I first started in direct sales, but when I was in this company, my perfect prospect was somebody who had teeth and they wanted them white. Kind of a pretty impressive business model because all my friends had teeth and wanted them white. So it really worked. And I got 100 customers in a month. And I was like, this is amazing. And I was able to build a business pretty quickly because everybody had teeth. But if you don't have a universal product and it's like activewear or, I was just talking about this in my other group, activewear or sex toys or weight loss or, hormone stabilizing or, all the things, makeup, then it's a smaller subset of people, right? Like your cream makeup, you're not trying to sell to, a 14-year-old, correct? Your, personal pleasure device, you're not trying to sell to a man, usually, right? So you need to know who your perfect prospect is, and it's usually based on your product. So when I'm coaching my team, we generally pick out 4 products to focus on for the month. Why do I say 4? Because your customers need to see something 5 to 8 times before they're ready to buy. There's 7 days in a week. You're going to post every day about your product in a curious way. Okay, so that's 7 times. So you want to make sure you stick with the same product all 7 days in a row. Okay, so on my DMO, it's lined out like that. It tells you every single day what to post and when to put your product posts in there so that you're not having, it's already pre-canned. 80/20 is already in there. Curious product posts are in there, and you're telling, you're getting your stuff in front of people because you're engaging and you're adding, and so you're constantly getting new eyes and you're engaging and they're seeing this post. So your prospect has to see something 5 to 8 times before they're ready to buy. You need to know who that person is so you can be speaking their language. So I am going through menopause. So when I'm speaking my language about, cortisol stabilizers and magnesium and hormone stabilizers and hot flashes and mood swings and weight gain and all of that stuff, my perfect prospect listens up. I got her ear because I'm speaking her language. And I know that's my prospect. And I know that's the person I want to talk to. Hormonal acne, wrinkles when you're older. Like, I'm speaking to basically myself. And so that's a really great place to start. You were a prospect. You were attracted to the business model or to a product, probably a product first. Start there. Who are you? What do you like to do? What are your pain points? What were the problems that your product solved that got you to the point where you're like, I like this so much, I'm going to sell it. You are talking to more people like you. Bonus, if you are actively talking to more people like you will sell to them faster because they won't buy from you until they know, like, and trust you. And if you're like them, they already kind of feel like they know you because you're just like me. And they like you because they like themselves. And it's faster to get that trust if you're not completely somebody else. Like, I'm not going to get the trust of a 20-year-old as fast as I'm going to get the trust of somebody who's 50 going through the same thing I'm going through, right? So you're going to get that sale a lot faster if you're speaking to people who are like you. I genuinely only talk to people who are like me. I mean, can you sell Viagra as a woman? You can. But who's going to trust you faster? You talking about how much it's helped your boyfriend, or the boyfriend saying, this has changed my life? I'm just going to use that as an example because it's such a, niche product. So you want to know who your perfect prospect is. And so when I have my team pick out like the 4 products they're excited about, that's going to be 1 product a week. My posting cycle is already done. The DMO is already there. We're just going to plug in those products into those curious bolded business posts that are on the DMO. By the way, if you don't have the DMO, 404-436-0446, text DMO to that number. It will automatically come to you. I'm not going to try to send everybody a DMO. I'm not reaching out to you guys. I'm not trying to communicate with you. Go get it yourself. It's there for you. So when they pick these products, we create sort of like an avatar to talk about who would want the product. So then you're thinking about this prospect or avatar, and you can get pretty intentional. So I pretty much sell 10 products. We have 500. I sell about 10. Sometimes I sell the other ones, but I mostly sell on my profile socially about 10. And so I have a prospect for each one of those people. A lot of times it's crossover. A lot of times it's the same prospect. So sometimes it's not. So you want to know, who is she? Where is she on social media? What is she doing? What is she doing in her spare time? How much money does she make? Does she have kids? Is she single? Is she married? You want to know everything about her, and you want to speak to her. So if you don't believe me that this works, go into Lululemon's Perfect Prospect Business Plan. We studied this when I was in business school, and that's where I first learned about it, way before direct sales. And I learned about the perfect prospect. Lululemon has 2 perfect prospects. There's a female and a male. They have them named. Oh, jeez. They have them named, and they know everything about them. And when their marketing team is working toward, marketing messages for a certain product, they are writing them to these avatars, to these perfect prospects, so that they're speaking to them. And they're not speaking to anybody else, and they don't care because that's their target market, and they're only going to speak to that target market. And you know what? It works because they're not speaking to the person who does not have the money to pay for Lululemon. They are speaking to the person who has that much money and more, or to the person who thinks it's worth it to save up her money and buy that. That's who they're speaking to. And that's who you should be speaking to too. So if you have a product that's a little bit expensive, I say this all the time. I have some devices that are pretty pricey, and people are like, there's no way I'd find anybody who would ever pay that much. And I'm like, this is $300. There are people who spend $3,000 on a handbag. There are tens of thousands of people who spend $3,000 on a handbag. They would buy this for $300 and their friends would buy that and their friends would buy that. So when you're saying, oh, I could never blah, 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 da, 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 you're talking to you. You need to go talk to the prospect who sees the value in whatever you have, and the price point is not a problem because they're spending that on dinner for one person. So why wouldn't I buy a body contouring device for that much money? My steak last night cost me that much, and that's what made me fat, so you need to be thinking about your perfect prospect. Speak to that person. So when you're speaking to people who don't have money, that's not who you want to speak to. If you have a product that you think is a little bit pricier, in the back of your head, you're thinking, oh, this might be pricey. Listen, I started this business with $0 as a single mom, getting no child support. I didn't have any money to pay my mortgage. We were literally going to Aldi's, and I was having a budget of $100 for a family of 4 that needed to last me probably more than a week. I didn't have the money to buy the products that I was selling, and I had no problem selling them because I found and engaged, I added people who had more money than me from groups of people who have more money than me. I mean, where do you find them? The first place I say is go to the Louis Vuitton. Go to Facebook groups for Louis Vuitton. All those people spending $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 on bags, they definitely have the money to spend on whatever you have. And then make sure that your page is attractive to somebody like that. I wasn't showing them, that I was still driving on my extra tire because I couldn't afford to get a new tire. I wasn't showing that. I was showing where my lifestyle was going. And oh, by the way, here's what I'm using to look younger. And they listened. So make sure you're talking to your perfect prospect. One thing I want to make sure you know, and you should be thinking about this from early on, is your business is a product. I think it should be your number one product. But if you're not ready to be that bold to talk about it, I talk to more people about the business than I talk about the products. I don't care. You don't even have to buy my product. I'll show you how to make money. You don't even have to have a product. You don't have to use it. You don't have to have a product experience. Do you think that all of these Amazon people use every single thing that they're putting a link for? They don't. And they're still making money off of it. Just saying. 100% sure Jennifer Aniston does not drink Smart Water, but she's getting paid to promote it. Just saying. So you don't even have to have a product experience to speak to the people who need whatever you're using. I can use the men, for example. I don't have to have a product experience with my prostate formula because I don't have a prostate. But I can talk about how it's helped my husband, and I can speak to the other women who have husbands, because a lot of them do, and they want their husbands to be healthy and live a longer life. And so we should be concerned about the prostate. And oh, by the way, it's already in your store and you're already a customer of mine. Next time you log in, throw that in and keep your husband around, that kind of stuff. Speak to the prospect and make sure that they can hear you. And you want to talk about your business plan as a product. So my ability to make money is a product. This is a huge product, a way that you can put money in your bank, pay off your bills, fund your kids' college, pay your house off early, get out of debt, bankruptcy, repair, all of that. If you have a side stream of income, that stuff happens faster. That's a product. And you should be talking about it, and you should be talking about it to your perfect prospect. So your perfect prospect could be, a single mom who's lost child support. Your perfect prospect could be somebody who's filed bankruptcy. Your perfect prospect could be, especially if you've done something. So I have filed bankruptcy. I had to file bankruptcy when I went through a terrible divorce. My ex-husband was supposed to pay for the back taxes, and that was written in our divorce decree, and I took the credit card debt. So it was an equal amount of a lot of money. I took the credit card debt, he took the back taxes. Stupid me, he did not pay them. And I struggled to pay that credit card debt. And then I was going to use my big tax return the first year that I filed on my own to pay off the remainder of my credit card debt. And guess where it went? It went to the back taxes owed jointly that he never paid. And even when I, contacted the IRS and showed them my divorce decree, they said, we don't care. That's your debt, and we don't care what your divorce papers say. You're going to pay them, and we're going to take it from you or him, whoever we have to take it from until it's all paid. So I had to file bankruptcy because I couldn't pay these credit cards, and then I couldn't pay my mortgage, and then my house foreclosed. I had a brand new baby. It was very difficult, and I dug myself out of credit card debt and bankruptcy, and now my credit score is at 810, and I have no credit cards, and I can buy whatever I want whenever I want it. And it's only been, I got to an 800 credit score in just about 3 years because I had a method. And so that's a product. If you've ever been in financial ruin, I'm speaking to you right now and you're thinking, oh, wow, that sounds pretty good, right? Because I'm talking to you, you're the perfect prospect. You could be talking to, I like to use examples of things I've been through because then it's not fake. So think about what you've been through. Think about how the business has helped you when you're trying to talk about your business as a product. Talk about what's happened to you. Like if you couldn't put gas in your car, if you couldn't pay for your groceries, you were standing in the line and all these groceries and you weren't able to pay it and the person behind you paid it and you felt terrible and blessed all at the same time. Tell your story. Speak to yourself, and those prospects will come. They'll identify with you and they'll be like, oh my God, she's just like me. Holy shit, I want to know what she knows. If this helped her, it might help me. That's what you want them to be thinking. The end message of any perfect marketing plan is you want the prospect to be thinking at the end of the message, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. Because when they say that, the buy is happy. The buy is easy. Like they're going to be checking out. They are going to place that thing in cart. They're going to reach out to you about your business. So you want them to think, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, you're speaking my language. Oh my God, that's me. Yes, girl, we identify. So when you're posting on your main page and you're doing all the things in the DMO, like the inspiration, the engagement, the lifestyle posts, that I have on my DMO, the examples, make sure you're putting your brand out there so that your prospects know how much alike they are to you. Make sure you're putting your brand out there to talk to people who are like you already, because then you're going to have their ear a lot faster. They're going to lean in, they're going to listen. I used to work in healthcare for 25 years. I was a respiratory therapist. I went into medical sales after that, and then I came into this and quit my job. And when I speak to other healthcare professionals, they listen to me because I know what it feels like. I know the struggle. They know I know they're not making more than 3% raises every year. And I know that they have to go back to school for 2 to 4 years to get any sort of a big bump. And it's not even that big, you guys, to go, to the next level in their career. They know I already know that. So they trust me, they trust what I say, and they listen to me. Now, if I was doing hair and I was trying to tell people in healthcare, like how much better it is to create your own income online and then be able to use that when you travel and you can continue to make money no matter where you are. You don't have to be clocking in and out for 12 hours and watching people die. Like, they wouldn't listen to me if I was a hairdresser. They listen to me because I'm like them. I was a respiratory therapist, which means I understand everybody in the hospital. Like, I understand their pain. I understand how much they love the career and hate it all at the same time. I understand how hard it is to leave that. I understand how important it is that they continue to be able to help people and nurture people and watch people almost survive. Like, I can still do this in direct sales. I just do it in a lot cleaner fashion and with no trauma and for a lot more money. So when you are talking in your post, if you're writing your post to no one, no one sees it. If you're writing your post to everyone, no one sees it. So think about your prospect, take some time, pick your 3 biggest products, the ones that resonate with you the most. One of them has got to be your business, and then 2 other ones. Sit down and write out your perfect prospect. How old is she? How many kids does she have? What kind of education does she have? Where does she hang out offline? Where does she hang out online? What social media is she on? What things does she watch on TV? What is she thinking? What are her pain points? What are her dreams and hopes? Is she married? Is she single? Is she, how much expendable income does she have? Write it all out and read that before you make your posts. You can even name them. Like my perfect prospect for my business, her name is Jeanette. And so when I'm writing my recruiting post, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow, I'm talking to Jeanette. I'm talking to her. So homework for tonight before tomorrow, when I do my recruiting post, or if you're watching this on guides, homework for your next guide is to specifically for recruiting, for your business, write out your perfect prospect for a business. I'll come up with some questions that you can ask yourself between today and tomorrow, and I'll put them down below to help you narrow down your perfect prospect and get that on paper. Then let's give her a name. Imagine her in your head. You can go online and you can find a picture of what you think your perfect prospect looks like, and you can even have an image of her if you want to. And then we'll use her to write your recruiting posts, which I'll talk about tomorrow. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. Bye.